My name's John, welcome to another Sunday night nightcap. This Sunday is the first Sunday in December, so it's time for the monthly draw. Mick was around earlier with all of his friends' dogs, and the dog did the draw for us, so we'll go and watch that now.
Right, mate.
Sit down. Sit. Good lad, stay there.
There's a one.
There's one.
That's the one.
Good lad. Good boy.
That was the first. That was the first one out.
That was the first one. Kevin Stewart.
Right, Mick, that was spot on. So all you need to do is send us an email with your address, and I'll get them bits and pieces posted off to you early next week. I'm going to do another draw. This time it'll obviously be in the first Sunday in January. I'll show the prizes a little bit later on. If you want to enter the draw, all you need to do is send me an email. That's my email address up there. Your name goes into the bucket. If it's drawn out, I'll post the prizes off anywhere in the world, completely free of charge. And it's just a way of me giving a little bit back for all the help and support I've had on this YouTube channel. I've got people sending things in now, pure and simply to be given away, which is a lot better than something just lying in an old drawer, rusting away, and eventually being thrown out. Anyway, and if your name goes in the bucket, it's there forever until I stop doing this. I don't empty the bucket out anymore. It's going to stop just the way it is. These are the prizes for next month's giveaway. Doubleboost Twisted Engineering Cup, some stickers, a nice set of drills. I do like these drills, I'm using them all the time now. And there's this Parkside die grinder that was sent to me in a warranty, brand spanking new. This is 240 volt, so if somebody wins it from a country where they don't run 240 volt, I'll just send something else. But I don't really want to post that abroad anyway because it's quite bulky and heavy. But it certainly is a decent prize, well worth having. I was tidying up one of my cupboards and I found these 3 collets. I don't know what they're off, I don't use them. They're no good to me, so if anybody wants them, it's the first person that comments saying they want them, I'll post them off anywhere, free of charge. They might as well be used to just lie around in here. Not too bad. It's nice and solid, there's no voids or blowholes in the weld build up. There's still quite a bit to come off to get down to the same depth as that. You can see in here where I've actually got the base metal too hot and it's alloyed with the bronze. That really is hard, so that'll be a die grinder job to get that bit away. But at least now we've got 2 flat faces. I'm going to drill the hole in next and then go about rounding it off. Position of the hole is quite critical. My plan is to make a bush to fit in there with a hole in, probably for a 4 or 5mm drill. Line all this up, clamp it up, and then drill through that bush and through the brass bit. So I've got a hole coming out of there because it'll be easy to mount it that way, to drill that hole. But trying to mount it that way up is going to be a bit of a pain in the arse. So that's the plan. Make a little bush for there, spot that hole through, drill it, and then it's looking not too bad actually. Repairs coming on quite nicely. Nice solid build up. You see in here as well where it's sort of alloyed with the cast where I've had it a little bit too warm. And I've had a look in the scrap bin and I've found that which is a good fit. So we'll chop this off, drill a hole through it, and then that'll do the job. Got no idea what the pin was for originally. Okay, so basically we're lining this up by feel, and it feels good. Right, so they're lined up quite nicely. And I can drill through that bush, which is going to keep the drill nicely in line. So I've got a hole there, we can turn it around and drill a hole. It's going to keep that drill nicely in line. Oh, it will appear to have broken through. Looks like it's in the middle from here. When I've got it clamped here, I'll also scrape around there, so I know when I've got to machine off that or grind off that. It looks like what it is. Right in the middle of there. So now I can pick that hole up quite easily, drill through it. Right, I'm using this dowel pin just to line up that hole. You can get very, very accurate by just tweaking the axis and watching for the pin deflection. That looks really good there. We'll lock things up at that. I'll put a centre drill in first, or a spot drill, and see to make sure that it is actually cutting in the centre. I'm going to put another clamp on here because it's a 16mm hole that needs to go through there. I'll set it on a piece of aluminium, just a sacrificial piece. It'll go straight through there into the aluminium. Right, that's absolutely spot on. I don't know if the camera can pick that up. I'm using a knee to feed this in very, very gently because it has a tendency to grab. This is actually a fairly blunt drill. A new sharp drill will just dig into here. There is a way to sharpen drills for cutting brass. Purposely got the belt slack. That's the belt slipping there because I don't want it to dig in and bite and just take your time and eventually get through. That looks good. Let's put something in to take that nasty rag off there. Just going to miss that. Just going to clip that to a clamp. Bastard. Better. This really is slippy, severe stuff. So we'll put the drill through there and they'll line up very nicely indeed. Happy with that. The drill's a slack fit in there. We can always tweak this up with a die grinder to get it just right. I think it's a pin goes through here and a split pin. It'll be pissed probably slack. It's all rattly around old stuff, but that's looking not too bad at all now. Just that race radius to put on there, and then it'll be good to go for another 100 and do you know how many years. I've been wondering how I can round that off nicely, the same as that. I'll show you the method I've used, but I'm not going to actually demonstrate it. I've basically found a 5/8 bolt. I machined it down so it goes through the T-slot. I put a nail lock nut on top of there. And I tightened that down so there was no free play in there, and I brought this up so it was barely touching the cutter. The cutter was running quite quickly with the belts very slack. I had a big set of adjustable spanners on there, so I had a good hold of it, and all I did was gently moving back and forward and keep increasing the cut until I got the desired result. It certainly isn't, it's not that unsafe, but it isn't what I would call safe machine practice, so I'm certainly not going to demonstrate it, but it's done the job quite nicely. Right, now something I can show. Just got to machine these corners out of here, and basically that's the job done. I could have done a little bit more build up on there and a little bit on there, but I'm certainly not going to start welding just to put them little bits in. I'll take this bolt out to show you what I actually did with it. This could prove quite a handy little fastener. That's all it is, just a bolt with a machine down, and that head fits nicely in the T-slot. So I'll keep that in with me clamp down bolts. That's actually primal in there, I can feel it pulling it in. And that's condenser mill in there, and you can feel resistance just going into the direction of cut. Right, I think that's enough. Turn it over and do the other side. When I rounded this up before, it it put quite a good torque test on that, and it certainly didn't seem to want to come apart. I'll just blend this bit in with a die grinder. All I'm doing is resting that on the vice jaw. In theory, that should be the same depth of cut, certainly appears to be. Right, that's just a little bit of hand blending to do now, and that's it. Just about done. I don't know how well the camera will pick it up, but you can see the cast there onto the bronze where it's all allied itself together, a little bit in there as well. And I did machine that, or I ground that quite rough in there, so it has got a good hold. I would like to put it in the vise and see how strong it is, but it is strong enough for what it's got to do. So when I was radiusing that end, I found out it is quite strong.